Crypto tanked over the weekend. We're going to talk about that, but first let's dive into some of the economic calendar items. All right, welcome back to a short week this week. We've got a couple of things going on today in the economic calendar. We got the Empire State Manufacturing Survey that came out today. Data's not on the calendar yet, but I will show that to you here in a second. We got home builders coming out in a little while. That'll be a big important thing to look at in terms of health of the economy and such. Then we got two Feds speaking today. Tomorrow we've got housing starts, building permits, Fed minutes come out tomorrow, so that's going to be a big market mover. And then one Fed speaking, and then Thursday initial jobless claims will be the big mover there. And then we've got leading economic indicators that'll also have an impact. Then we got three Feds speaking. All right, so that's it for that. Let's take a look at the Empire State Manufacturing Survey. So if we look here, the expected was -1 and the previous was -12, right? So for this report, the expected is -1, previous was -12. So this is from the Fed site for New York. So it shows that the previous was -12.6, which is in line with what it says on the economic calendar there. And then this month's came in at 5.7. We're talking significantly, almost 7 higher than expected. So we should probably be seeing some sort of good news and decent movements coming out of that. All right, so let's go see how that's impacting us on the pre-market here. You can see, so crypto, it crashed over the weekend for the most part. At least Solana did. Solana went down massively. It was down like 7-8% before I went to bed. And let's see, is Ethereum down? Ethereum's only down 1%. Bonk down 6%. Like Sol crashed like a meme coin here last night. That was pretty brutal. I didn't really see any really concrete news as to why. Bitcoin actually up a tiny bit today. And the miners are following here. They're mostly down. Some are up. So like Soluna is up. Hive is up. Corzi is up a tiny bit in the pre-market, but most others are down a tiny bit, at least down a little bit there. MSTR down a tiny bit, even though Bitcoin is up. But Solana took a dive, and we'll talk about that, and we'll look at different levels here on Solana. Let me get off the weekly chart, though. Let me get onto the daily. So far on the SPY, though, pre-market is up a tiny bit. Yeah, it's actually up a lot. It's up to 612 in the pre-market. Let's see, do I have SPY on my list here someplace? I know I've got indexes on here somewhere. I'll find it. Don't worry. I thought I had indexes on here somewhere. I was pretty sure. Or do I have it collapsed since I don't normally look at the index too often? Yeah, it's collapsed. All right, here we go. Up 0.5% pre-market off of, honestly, that really good news with the Empire manufacturing, so that's not bad. Let me collapse that again because I don't really look at that too often these days. Okay, Palantir still raging up almost 2% in the pre-market. That is frustrating. Anyways, let's take a look at Solana. So Solana had a dive and it dove beneath the 200-day moving average, which honestly, and of course nothing I say is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. In a bull run, underneath the 200-day moving average for Solana has always been a pretty good buying area, okay? It's always been this down here is just something I'm practicing for like cycle lows. Anyways, it's always been a pretty good buy area underneath the 200-day moving average. Now, I'd like to see a green candle down here before I'm interested. I'd like to see, preferably, it turn around and take out one of these candles. I'd like to see some big volume. I'd like to see RSI get out of the toilet. I'd want to see the BX trender showing me higher lows. But I don't mind this at all, really. So basically what I'd be doing here, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line right there. I'm going to make it white. There we go. All right, I'm going to draw that line right there. Let me refine. Oh, what happened? I'm going to refine that a little bit there. Okay, perfect. Now, once I get green on the BX trender, once I get yellow on green here on the stochastics, just like any other time, it was beneath the 200-day moving average, which was like down here, right? Right, it came down beneath it, and then it went green. We got lower lows, it went green, it went yellow and green, and then it started trending up. Yeah, something like that. And now it came a little lower, but again, we got yellow and green on the BX trender. RSI crossed above the signal line, and then we kind of never looked back from there. So, yeah, I would expect it to go up come into like 200 bucks, fail again, come back down to the 200-day moving average or lower again, and then carry on its merry way unless we get just an absolute breakout. But Solana is actually in an area where I would consider buying again now. I did trim my position around 260, 270, so we are about 100 bucks lower than I was there, so I could load up significantly here at this point. So I may consider doing that here soon. I'd be looking for it to break this white line here, honestly. So right now it's a falling knife, and I'd be waiting, but I do like where it is right now. I don't dislike that at all, actually. Let's see what else is going on. Soxol's up 2.42% today. AMD up 1% today. Qualcomm up 0.6% today in the pre-market. Qualcomm is one of those ones that I've been talking about for a while. That looks like it's doing a Wyckoff accumulation zone after doing doing an accumulation, an impulse, and then a sell-off, and now we've been accumulating honestly since August of last year in a range between like 170 and 180 and 150, and we've been doing that since August of last year. We had good earnings come through on Qualcomm. I got a green cloud here on my 10-100 SMA cloud there, whereas whenever the 10 crosses up, it turns green. When the 10 crosses below the 100, it turns red, and that's the SMA, whereas the yellow one here is the EMA for my trades, for my view here, or sorry, it's the EMA, the yellow is the SMA. It's the 10-100 EMAs. So I like that. The 200 SMA here at 175.81, that's going to be the struggle zone. Once it gets past that though, we got clear air all the way up to almost $200. So that's not so bad. Now the momentum's not looking great yet on QCOM, but we are slowly waiting for that to get better. AMD, the momentum has been getting better for a while now. You can see here for at least since February 7th, it's been improving basically every day. We got green on yellow. We got the RSI crossing above the signal line. Now this right here, this could be a bear flag, much like this was a bear flag, and this was a bear flag. Here, I'll draw it. This was a bear flag, this was a bear flag, this was a bear flag, and this could end up being a bear flag. It's very possible. And each time that ended up being a bear flag, it was a dramatic gap down. So if this thing fails, it's going to be a dramatic gap down. How will we know that it didn't fail? We'll know that it didn't fail when, and there's going to be a really easy way to tell right here, when it crosses this blue line. When it crosses this blue line and it actually closes above it, that's when we know that it is likely not a bear flag anymore, because we've seen, now this happened once before where it did do that and it ended up being a bear flag and collapse down. So we'd want to see it close above it and then hold above it for a day or two, not just immediately collapse right back down. If it immediately collapses right back down below the blue line, then we know it's a bear flag and it's going to be bad. But we've hit this blue line once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, nearly 5 times since October of 2024, right? Since October 2024, we've hit it several times. So once we get above it, and if it pushes up, goes above the 50, closes up above there, stays there for a day or two without collapsing beneath it, then we'll know that it's likely going to continue carrying on upward towards the 130s, maybe even the 140s for AMD. So I'm watching for that to add to my position for AMD. Let's see, what else? VRT, Vertiv. That's been getting into interesting zones here for us. It's down near the bottom here now of the Watson envelope. It's about to hit the 200-day moving average. I'd really like to see just some volume come through on it. Some volume, the BX Trender, to give me, I want to see volume and some momentum come through on this thing before I'd be in it. Again, right now it could be continuing to downtrend. And I don't like all these gaps all over the place. It's kind of all over. So I'm kind of just watching this one right now. I'm not really doing much with it. I'm just kind of watching it, seeing if it's going to go where I want to go. ACMR already went where I want to go and I missed it. So there's that. So those are the majority of the plays I'm really looking at right now. SMCI is also interesting. I have it all the way down here under my Congress plays. There we go. 6% in pre-market. That sucks. I really wish this thing would come down and stay down. SMCI is a beast. It wants that 200-day moving average. And once it breaks the 200-day moving average, you better believe it's gonna make some nice moves, potentially all the way up into the 80s. So once it breaks that, it could go up 30, 40 bucks more. So watch it close. I think that's about all I normally wanted to cover right now. Bitcoin miners are all kind of just doing very little, nothing too exciting right now. We're just waiting, sitting and waiting and watching, trying to be patient while it all plays out. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.